Constantine.
Alright then, let's raise some hell.
Number 1. It was cool seeing Alice and Ivy bond together, being on the same page after not being on the same side in episode 13. Number 2, it's revealed that the school trip Cammy was on took her to Costa Rica, and that was 6 days ago. That still doesn't explain where was she during the 100th episode. On top of that, Cammy's ex-girlfriend, Ash, is there as well. Booker's whole plot of the episode was him being jealous and waiting for her to call him. He went back to his simping again. Number 3. I like the scenes in the early part of the episode where in the chill grill it would transition from Booker and Neil to Victor and Laszlo and then to Raven and Alana. Number 4. This episode was an earthquake preparedness episode. This episode is similar to That's So Ravens Be Prepared. Alice was watching a TV show about a metaquake and thought, what if it happened? She tried talking to Raven, Booker, and Victor about a plan, but they ignored her. But that's only because they had their own problems to deal with. So Alice asked Ivy to help her trap them in the basement for a metaquake drill. Once they found out it's a drill, they tried to leave, but they can't because they are stuck there. Number 5. When stuck in the basement, Ivy found a trumpet that belonged to Raven, and Raven said she hadn't seen it since the 3rd grade. The reason for that is Victor hid it from her because it was annoying him. He told her the Tooth Fairy took it. This could have a small domino effect, meaning while you did see Raven in music class in the original explaining why she could sing and dance, if she continued to play, Raven could have been a musician instead of a fashion designer. Remember in Keeping It Real where Raven saw a trumpet and didn't even want to touch it? Well, maybe that was because of the disappearance of a 3rd grade trumpet. Sometimes when she looks at trumpets, she thinks back to that moment. And if my theory is correct, they can have her playing the trumpet in the future, missing out on the good times they could have had together, exactly like what happened in this episode.
This is torture!
I know, right?
He's talking about your performance.
Number 6. Mrs. Flores, Neil's grandmother, was shown for the first time after being mentioned in the past. And I could say, Neil got his personality from her. They were at the chill grill to meet Booker. Number 7. With the main cast stuck in the basement, problems arise with Alana and their school float, Laszlo not keeping Jean and Larry in check, Nikki showing up to work before Raven and actually does her work, and Mrs. Flores not believing Booker was real. Neil talks about the adventures throughout season 5, like Tasha coming to life and Raven and Booker riding down the stairs on a gurney, which the security did not understand.
You and your stories.
Oh, if you like them now, wait till Booker tells you the same ones later.
Mrs. Flores thinks Neil is making Booker up, since Neil used to have imaginary friends when he was younger. Number 8. It's revealed the reason the main cast are stuck in the basement is Alice cut the wire. Number 9. Neil, Mrs. Flores, Laszlo, and Alana showed up to the Baxter Residence just wondering, where are they? Which, by the way, they didn't bring up Alana and Laszlo's love relationship. They go to the basement after hearing Raven's terrible trumpet playing, and they get them out. And Raven is happy. Raven and Alana hug each other, but then they shrug it off to go back to hating each other. Earlier, Raven has said that she feared moving back to San Francisco, and arguing with Alana is one of the only few things she has liked because it's familiar. Victor and Laszlo head back to the chill grill since some pies still have been developed yet. Mrs. Flores believes Neil that Booker is real. When Raven goes to see Nikki, she is amazed the place is clean. I thought Nikki was going to be a better changed character from this, but nope. She just goes back to being annoying and selfish. Number 10. Booker's vision about Cammy calling, which was meant to happen, ends up ignoring her call because Ivy said she's living her life. You should live yours. Number 11. The basement, which is now changed to a bunker. It's a bit smaller to what it was in the original show. You don't see the window in the back, but I think they did a good enough job. Now I'm wondering, where's Raven sleeping at? Because that's where I thought she was sleeping this whole time. Raven's in the basement, Booker's in Raven's old room, Alice is in Corey's room, and Victor's in his and Tanya's, who was not referenced in the episode, old room. Raven is either sleeping in the same room as Alice, because remember Corey had bunk beds, or she's sleeping in another room that's never been shown before. If it's the latter, I need a blueprint of the house. Matter of fact, I want a blueprint period of the house. In terms of the house, there's the living room, kitchen, the thing behind the kitchen, the backyard, the garage, the bunker/basement, Raven's bedroom, Corey's room, Victor and Tanya's room, and the second floor that had a bathroom. Go and watch season 2, episode 33, Cake Fear. You know what I'm talking about. The closest I could find to a blueprint is a fan doing a Sims video of the Baxter's Residence, which was good. So yeah, I already said this about the cheer grill. Remember that there has to be a right side as well. But anyways, I give the episode a 6.5 out of 10. So with that being said, get your fingers up and say it with me. Say it with me. Come on. Bye.